Hey everybody, it's me, Erica, or Ricky Mickey Plans. I am not planning today, but I'm going to show you a video today. This is my first time doing a screenshot kind of video, but I had a few of my viewers ask how I make stickers, so I thought I would show you the super easy way where you don't need any cool equipment except your computer. And then I thought I'd show you the cool way that I do it with my cutting machine. So first is the easy way. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm on Word. So this is Word here. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to go to Insert. I'm going to go to Text Box. Now I'm not actually going to write text in any boxes, but this is an easy way to make a box. So I'm going to make a text box. I'm going to highlight the text that comes in there that tells you how to use a text box and just hit backspace and delete that. If I want to move it around, this one's working. Sometimes it doesn't work where you can move it around and you have to go to Position, More Layout Options, and then I go to Text Wrapping, and I either put it in front of or behind the text so I can move it anywhere I want. But this one seems to be moving well sometimes. Just so you know, I'm no tech person. I'm just making this up. But so this is kind of my trial and error stuff I've figured out through the time. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go way up here in the corner and I'm going to size this box. So let's make a full box. So I'm planning with the classic size Happy Planner boxes in mind here. So let's start with what we call a full box, which is 1.5 inches. Nope, that's wrong. The height is 2.5 inches and the width is 1.5 inches. So this box will now print out the same size as the box inside a classic sized vertical layout Happy Planner. Ooh, that's a lot of words. But I don't want it to look like that. I want it to look a little prettier. So I'm going to go to Shape Format here, which you just get to by clicking on it. Go right here. That shows up. I'm going to do an outline. And let's just pick a color. Let's just go with red for the fun of it. I still don't love that. That's barely going to show up. So the next thing, go back to my shape format, go to my outline, come down here to weight. Now I feel like the perfect weight is like 5.5, but if you go with either 4.5 or 6, it's going to be a good weight of like a good thickness of the outline of the box. And basically that's it. That's all you do. So I'll show you the others. There are some other sizes that we classic size Happy Planner people like to use. Make my text box. Oh, I'm going to delete that text that comes inside of it. I'm going to change the size. So this time I'm going to make a square box. So this is 1.5. It'd help if I'd hit a point instead of a 0. And this, of course, it's a square, is the same, 1.5. So again, and since I haven't clicked off of this, the shape format box is still up. So now I can do a different color. Let's do a purple one. And like I said, I like it thicker. It's more in line with what the Happy Planner sticker books have. And I'll keep doing this. Another text box. Delete the text inside. Pull this out of the way. Oh my goodness, my cat's coming up to visit. She's sitting on my chest while I do this. This time I'm going to make what we call a quarter box. So the height is 3/4 of an inch or 0.75. And the width again is 1.5 inches. And let's make this one. Hold on, I've got to get my cat off of me. She was going to jump on the computer keyboard if I didn't. Let's make this one blue. And again, I like a bigger thickness. So go up to 6. And the last one I'll do, go to Insert, go to Text Box, Simple Text Box, delete the text, move it out of the way. And this one, I don't know what Happy Planner calls it, but I call it a label size box. So my height is going to be 1/3 of an inch or 0.3 inches. And again, my width is 1.5 inches. My outline, let's make this guy green and let's make him thicker. So now from here, I will just print this on regular printer paper and I can cut it out with scissors and use a glue stick, stick it in my planner. I've got colorful boxes. I can also print this out on sticker paper, I'd still have to cut it out with scissors, but then I'd have an automatic sticker. I wouldn't have to mess with the glue stick. You can also make as many of these as you want. If you highlight your box, hit Control C, then click off of it, and then hit Control V. These are the shortcuts for copy and print, or copy and paste, and you have another one. And if you want to, as long as you're still in shape format, you can change the color of just the new one. It won't change all of them. And so you can make as many or as few colorful boxes as you want. And you can make them whatever color you want. If you don't like the colors that are either listed here in kind of the basic colors or even here with the different shades and tints, you can go to more outline colors and you can just go crazy. Like there are hundreds. So this is again similar to what you saw up here. Not exactly, it's got a few more choices. And this is where you can go nuts. And if you know the Pantone numbers, you can plug them in, but I don't ever pay attention. I just kind of look at them and see what I want. And you can even change them again from here by changing how much grayish or blackish is in them. And that changes your color too. So it just kind of changes the warmth of it, I guess. There's probably a better word for it, but that's how I think of it. So yeah, colorful boxes. You can make your own with just a word processing software. Next, that brings you to my preferred way to make stickers, which is with my Silhouette. Many people have a Cricut cutting machine. I have a Silhouette cutting machine. I've used them both. I own them both. They're very similar. My Cricut is older though and doesn't hook up to a computer. My Silhouette is newer and does, so I like my Silhouette right now. But I'm sure Cricut software is really similar, and you can probably find somebody else online giving a tutorial on that. But to make stickers on a Silhouette, it's pretty similar. It's just not called a text box. The most important thing I have to do is go here to Page Setup, go to this little thing with the 3 corners that are marked. They're registration marks. I just turn them on, and then these show up. And what happens is the cutting machine reads this line, this little black box, and this group of lines. And that's how it makes sure it cuts exactly what I want it to cut. And I can't put anything in the areas with these cross hatches. Those are off limits. So I go over here to Boxes, Rectangle tool, and I'm going to make a box. And again, the full size box was 1.5 width by 2.5 height. And now I've got a box. I have to, if I keep it on, I don't know if you can see in the middle of the screen where my cursor is, but it's still a plus, that will draw me another box. I'm going to hit delete because I don't want that. I have to go back up here to the arrow tool to get off of that. Now I can choose this. I can go over here to the line tool. I can make my line thicker. Remember I said ideally I like it to be 5.5. You could do it with the arrows, or I can just type it in. It was 6 on the word processing because that's the only choice it gave, but I can do 5.5 here. And again, I can change the color. I can pick these basic colors that I've used in the past. These are like the last, dozen colors or whatever I've used, 2 dozen. These are their basics, and then you can go to advanced to get that whole array of colors, and this is where you adjust that grayness of it. So you can pick any color you want, make your box, and you're done. Okay, I do this all the time, but of course, for some reason, when I'm trying to record it, I'm like getting nervous and messing up. So if this video is kind of choppy or something, I apologize. Well, let's move on from here. Right now, if I send this to my cutting machine up here at send, and there's my phone dinging. Right now, the way it is set, sorry, I unclicked that earlier when I was trying to do this. I'll zoom in so you can see. It's going to cut right in the center of that box I made, cutting off some of the blue that I put on there, and I don't want that. So I'm going to choose no cut. And right now the cutting machine would not cut anything. If I sent this to the cutting machine, it would do nothing. So I'm going to go back to the design screen, and I'm going to make it so it will cut a second box around this first one. By doing that, I have to choose it. I go to the star with this little border around it. Pardon me. I hit offset box, made a second box. I don't like the rounded corner here, so I'm going to click this corner. And I don't like this big white space. Basically, it's going to draw this box, and then it's going to cut this box. Give me a big white space I don't like. So that's this size. The size of this white space is 0.125 inches. I'm going to shrink that down to 0.05 inches. And basically, you can't even tell where that is at this point. The reason is because that offset box and the original box kind of melded. Let's unmeld them. For the offset box color, I go up here and I'm going to make it red. There's our offset box. Now, I don't think it'll print the offset box, but just in case it does, I always make it a size 0 over here on the line size to guarantee it won't print it. So now you can see that teeny tiny red line. That's where I want it to cut. So I send this to my printer, go to File, Print. It just prints on my paper. I can print it again on regular copy paper or on sticker paper, whichever I want. When that comes out, I'll put it on my cutting mat. I'll send it to my cutter. Now this time, I need to make sure that this inside blue box is on no cut. And then it's kind of hard to make sure I only choose that outside box. I have to just get there. And I put cut. And now you can see, let me zoom in. It no longer cuts off my blue box, but it cuts right around the edge. And that's what I want it to do. So I'm going to make a few more boxes the exact same way of the other sizes, just like I did in Word. Make all these different sizes, and then we'll cut them out. Okay, so I have printed both. This is the one I printed from the Silhouette software, and this is the one I printed from my Word software. The colors are different. This didn't print worse because of anything. I just made them pastel colors. Let's do this one first. This is the one from Word. I printed them both, by the way, on just regular copy paper, not sticker paper. So now I can just take this. I can cut as close or as far away from the box as I want to. I like to try to just leave a tad bit of white, mostly because I feel like it hides the fact that I can't cut it perfectly straight. If I try to cut it on the color, I feel like my little wavy lines show through a little bit more, if that makes sense. Cut these out. I've got a text box. I can now take this. Let's go to an empty page in my planner. And I can just take a glue stick, glue that in, and I've got a box. This one I made a little bigger than I wanted apparently, so I can just play with this size, or I can just, if you just offset it a little like that, no one ever knows that you mismeasured. When I try to put it right in, it's obvious I made it a little too big. Something like when I made the thickness of this change, it spread the box out this way instead of in, and so it made it too big. But if I just glue it on like that, no one ever knows, and it's fine. So that's how you do it with a Word document. Make your own stickers, but again, just a glue stick, easy peasy. And I've used a glue stick many pages in here. It's never come off. I've never had a problem with it. Now we're going to move to my cutting machine. So the first thing I want to show you is my printer is apparently running out of black ink, so that registration mark isn't showing. If that happens to you, easy trick. Take a black pen, take a ruler to assure that you get it nice and straight, and just put your registration line in. The Silhouette doesn't care if it's by pen or by printer, it just wants to see the black line, so that will work perfectly fine. My next tip when making stickers is I use can you see it? A light grip mat. Cutting mats tend to be super, super sticky. And if I do that with sticker paper or even cardstock, it's hard to get things off. Now, you should feasibly be able to put this anywhere you want on the paper, and the Silhouette can find it. I struggle with that, so I always start up in the corner. It doesn't fail me to do that. So I just line this up nice and straight. And I'm going to pull my Silhouette out. Now my Silhouette, let's see, how am I going to film this? Let's see how I can get this on. I was trying to find a way to get my phone holder to do it. It's not going to hold, so I'm just going to hold this by hand. Sorry if it shakes a little. First thing with Silhouette, and a Cricut is similar, you're going to line your mat up there. And then, oh, I have to turn it on. There's an on button over there. And then you're going to insert your mat. Again, whoops, can't do that with one hand. Let me put the phone. All right, so I kind of had to hold this with my hand to insert it, and I couldn't do that with one hand holding the phone. But the Cricut works similar as far as inserting it. Now there's a little eye in here that is going to read these registration marks, and then this is where the cutter is, the blade is, and it's going to cut these out. Your cutting software comes with predetermined settings for things like stickers and such. I don't know how it is with Cricut, but with Silhouette, you need to make adjustments. I can't use the ones that come with it. So I have little Post-its on my Silhouette for the best weights and blade depths and all that I've found. So with sticker paper, I want to do a kiss cut. That means it cuts through the top layer, but not the bottom layer. But since I'm not doing sticker paper, I don't have to do that. I'm doing 20-pound copy paper. But if it were sticker paper, I'd want to do a kiss cut for the stickers and then a through cut if I was like cutting this out into one sheet. So 2 different depths of cuts. But again, I'm just doing it on paper, so I'm going to set it to this. And then you're going to see this read it and this cut it. The paper kind of slides back and forth, and you'll see how this works. I'm now going to send these to the cutter. Now again, if I wanted to do a kiss cut on sticker paper, I would set all of these numbers one way. If I wanted to do a through cut on sticker paper, I would change these settings a different way. You have to fidget around to figure out what setting works best for your machine. They all seem to be different. But I'm doing it on 20-pound copy paper, and my machine cuts best on 20-pound copy paper at a blade depth of 3 with a force of 20, and mine does fine at most speeds, but I'm going to put it at a 4 just for fun on this one. Then I'm going to hit send, and as soon as I hit send, it will go over to my cutting machine, and you can see what it'll do there. Okay, so let's hit send, on that Silhouette machine software. Come over here. You can see the eye reading the registration mark 1. That's the one I did with pen. It's going to do up the other corner. Now it knows where to cut. It picks the depth, 1, 2, 3. Remember I picked 3. And now it cuts around those boxes. It's kind of fancy, right? If you don't have a cutting machine, you're missing out. They're pretty fun. They're pretty expensive, but they're pretty fun. I make letters on these for school. My kids do projects like presentations with these. Lots of Girl Scout things with this. Love my cutting machine. Now it's going to spit it out. I spit it out the rest of the way. I have to actually hit the button. And there we go. So I pulled the paper off and it left these stickers on. I can try to pull these up with my finger if I want, or I can use my favorite spatula tool here and kind of get under it, which again is hard to do with one hand. I bet I can put my phone back in the holder for this part. Yes, I can. So again, I can take this little spatula tool. I use this all the time in my playing with me's, and pull this box up. I can pull this box up. Pull this box up, because this is sticky, but it's light grip, so these are pulling up pretty easy. And this little piece just kind of stuck around. That's trash, no big deal. And now I have myself 4 more boxes. Again, I did it on copy paper, but you could do this on printer or on sticker paper, and you'd have a sticker. Again, it went a little too big, but I could fidget with that, or I can just offset it when I put it in my planner. If you do it on sticker paper, you can just slap them down. If you don't, then you need to use a glue stick to put them on. And you've got yourself some colorful box of stickers. So, hope this helped you out. If it did, give me a little thumbs up. Give me a little follow if you want to see more of my videos. And let me know if there's something else you want. I would never have made this one, except someone asked me to. So, I don't know what you need to see if you don't tell me. So, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you have a great week. And have fun making some stickers. These are just boxes. But again, you could make lots of things. In fact, I'm about to make some bullet points. So if you watch my next plan with me, you'll see some homemade bullet points that I make. because I need more bullet points in my life. So thanks for watching. Have a good week. Bye-bye.